All right, let's just get right into it. You see it everywhere, don't you? Everyone and their cousin is posting YouTube shorts, all trying to go viral. But here's the thing that's so frustrating. Almost nobody is making any real money from them. Well, that's what we're going to fix today. I'm going to break down the exact formula to make your first 1,000 bucks from shorts, even if you're starting from zero.
This sentence right here, this is the whole problem in a nutshell. We've all been conditioned to chase views, to cross our fingers and hope for that one video to blow up. But the hard truth is, views alone do not pay the bills. And that is the big myth we're going to bust wide open today.
And this shows you the two completely different games people are playing. Over on the left, you've got 99% of creators, their goal, just views. Their strategy, basically hope and pray. And the result, well, they're just feeding the YouTube machine for free. But now, look at the right side, the top 1%. Their goal is totally different. It's attention plus action. They have a real plan, a conversion plan, and that's how they build an actual income.
So let's talk about the new rules of the game. It's time to ditch that old broken myth about views and learn the system that actually works.
And that brings us to the core idea behind all of this: attention plus action. It's a simple two-step process. First, you grab their attention. That's the viral part, sure. But the action part, well, that's where the magic really happens. It's about taking that viewer and guiding them to do something specific. Click a link, download a guide, join your email list. It's a strategy, not just luck.
Okay, so how do you actually get that initial attention? This is your viral content blueprint, and we're going to break it down into 3 surprisingly simple steps.
Step 1 is so important, and it happens before you even think about recording. You have to pick the right niche. You want to go where the money and attention are already flowing. Think about it. Finance and business, people are actively searching for solutions there. Or AI and productivity, that's exploding right now. Even motivation and life lessons work because they're just so universally shareable. The trick is to solve one small, specific problem in one of these areas.
All right, step 2, the hook. I'm telling you, the first 3 seconds are everything. They are literally the difference between getting 100 views and getting 1,000,000. So here's the formula. First, a pattern interrupt, something that makes them stop scrolling dead in their tracks. Second, you add curiosity, ask a question, or point out a common mistake they might be making. And third, a visual promise. Tell them exactly what they're going to see by the end. You have to earn their attention, and you have to do it fast.
And now for step 3, a little secret that most creators completely miss. Stop trying to make one single viral video. Instead, create a viral sequence. What does that mean? It means you make a wave of, say, 7 videos, all focused on one single topic, each one hitting it from a slightly different angle. When one of those videos starts to take off, it creates this tidal wave of traffic that lifts up all the others. That's how it seems like some channels just explode overnight. It's not an accident.
Okay, so we've captured the attention. Now for the most important part, the action. Let's dig into how the money really works, how you turn those views into actual dollars in your bank account. So, take a look at how this income actually breaks down. You see that tiny little sliver for YouTube ads? That's what most people are obsessing over, but it's the smallest piece of the pie by far. The real money? It's coming from affiliate links, from driving traffic over to your longer videos, and yeah, the biggest piece of all, selling your own digital products.
You see, this all comes down to having a system. And here's the winning formula, step by step. 1. You post shorts that teach one small valuable thing. 2. You add a link to a free guide that goes deeper. 3. To get that guide, they give you their email address. And 4. Now you have a direct line to them where you can offer your paid product. See? It's a funnel, not a lottery ticket.
Okay, let's make this real. Let's do the math. Let's say one of your shorts in that viral wave hits 1,000,000 views. Now, I know that sounds like a crazy number, but just follow the logic here. It's way more achievable than you might think. So out of those million people who watched, what if just a tiny 1%, that's 10,000 people, actually click the link to your free guide? And then, out of those people, only 3% sign up. You end up with this number, 300 new email leads. And that, my friends, that is the real asset.
And from those 300 highly interested people on your email list, if you can convert just under 7% of them, that's only 20 people, to buy your $50 digital product, boom, you've just made $1,000 from a single YouTube short. That is the power of the attention plus action model playing out right in front of you.
So you've done it once. How do you make this whole process repeatable? How do you make it efficient? Well, that's where scaling comes in. We're about to dive into the algorithm secrets for doing just that.
If you want to scale, you have to be fast, and the pros do it by using a whole suite of AI tools, kind of like this: ChatGPT for scripting, 11 Labs for a perfect voiceover, CapCut for editing that's lightning fast, and something like Notion to schedule it all out. This kind of setup lets you create high-quality shorts every single day without completely burning yourself out.
Now, listen up, because this is a huge piece of information about the YouTube algorithm that most people have no clue about. Every single short you post goes into a 48-hour test window. During that time, YouTube is watching it like a hawk. If it sees people are sticking around and engaging, it will push your video out to a massively wider audience, sometimes 100 times bigger. Those first 2 days are absolutely critical.
So how do you signal to the algorithm that your video is a winner? Here are 4 things you need to do right away. Post during peak hours, usually between noon and 6 p.m. Use actual keywords in your caption, not just a bunch of hashtags. Reply to every single early comment you get to boost that engagement signal. And finally, pin your own best comment with a clear call to action. You're not just hoping for the best, you are actively telling YouTube to push your content.
And this all brings us back to the most important mindset shift of all. I really want you to let this sink in. You don't get paid for your views. You get paid through your views. The views are just the doorway. They're not the destination. They are the start of a process that leads to income. And that right there is the secret that 99% of creators will never get.
So, now you have the entire blueprint. You've got the content strategy, the monetization funnel, the algorithm secrets. The only thing left to do is to start. And that brings us to the final question I want you to think about. What problem will your very first short solve?